Ja tervetuloa takaisin Justice for Allin läpipelusen. Pelailin tossa pari jaksoa lisää Half-Lifea. Jos mä vetäisin tämän episodin tässä nyt loppuun ja siitä vois vielä jatkaa lisää Half-Lifea. Pääsin nyt semmoisen kohtaan, että innostaa taas pelata, mutta kyllä mä ajattelin, että jatketaan nyt tähän väliin vaikka Phoenix Wrightia. Et sä ihan koko aika jaksa mähinä tehdä mäiskettä. Mut joo, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5. Good morning, Max. Max? Milk? What? If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie. Stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down. I guess. Nick. Max is really nervous. Pistäis tota musiikkia vähän hallujemmalle. Noin. Vähän lähempänä äänitystallia, se on liikaa. No menkään tolla. Max is really nervous. That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties. What? You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make a good first impression. Nyt se on taas kauhean hiljainen. Se on kyllä hirveän tarkka. Pikkusen pistää alaspäin, niin lähtee hirveänä pois. Ja pikkusen pistää alaspäin, niin tulee hirveänä lisää. Ehkä se on nyt hyvä. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. We can't be having you flying around the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. Imagine if you hit someone. Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. Oh, sweetie. What is this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I can see it now. The dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in from above. One glimpse of that and everyone in the room will be on your side. Max, really, no one needs to fly today. Nick, what's with that look in your eyes? I like the sound of that dashing young lawyer flying fabulously. Now the case of one. What? Joanna, get on with it. Oh, sorry, I just realized that the defendant's name is Billy Bob Chance. So, well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? Yes, Joanna, he does often go by that name. You know, my grandchild. It's meant to look at grandchildren, into grandchild. Grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we call the defendant Maximilian Galactica. It sounds more friendly. I wonder if that is to our advantage. Miss Malcolm, your opening statement, if you please. I hope you didn't bother thinking you would win this one, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Eh? The spiritual trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. It did not count, do you hear me? Totta kai, sulla on edelleenkin se sun täydellinen rekordi, mikä se onkaan. Kuinkahan monta muutakin keissiä sä oot jättänyt huomiota. She must still be upset about what happened last time. You have no choice. A chance. Zero. Zilch. Nada. I'm not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of one karma to lose at anything. I guess being born with the name Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying. Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure, your procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are. Me? Guilty? What are you talking about? It will be my ultimate revenge. But it's not like it'll bring her dad back. There, opening statement complete. Now let's hurry and wrap up this waste of time. Very well. You may call your first witness, Miss Wakama. Detective Dick Gumshoe, get up there. Now! Sorry to keep you from your work. Sorry to keep you from work, as I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, detective. Don't mention it, it's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this. Very well, I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question. At your service, sir. Alright, detective, you may proceed with your testimony. Details of the events. The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold outside. All of the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice the routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebra in his neck. I see. He was beaten to death. Here's the autopsy report for the victim. The court accepts this into evidence, pitäisi olla to S. Väittäisin. Time of death 10:15. Cause blunt force trauma to the back of the head. A blunt object. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. Omitus englantia kyllä. Se pitäisi olla enemmänkin, että niinku... during the night of the murder. No ehkä se voi mennä, mutta tuo viimeinen kyllä. Pitäisi olla, että outside eikä out. En tiedä mitä murretta se on. Sanoisi tolleen. Anyway, jatketaan. Let me ask you about the snow. It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime. Did it pile up? It wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about an inch and a half was on the ground. The snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day. The snow. Let me see. There's got to be more to this. Yeah, what's the matter, Nick? I need to take a look at the court record. Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime? All of the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routines. Phoenix selvästi nyt haluaa sanoa jo tähän näin, tai niinku presentata tähän jotain. Mä en kyllä tiedä miksi. Sanoit puolustus. No, katsotaan. Palataan tähän sitten uudestaan, jos ei keksi muutakaan. And you say all of the circus performers. Who do you mean? Everyone but the dancers and staff were there. Regina and the animals tamer, Mo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist. And of course, the defendant, Maximilian Galactica, and his victim, the ringmaster. Oh, I almost forgot. Regent the tiger was there as well. Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey? When I was investigating yesterday, he happened to snatch my wristwatch. Detective, you are welcome to file a police report after these proceedings. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to? Regina was playing with Regent, while Mo went back to his room, tired from work. Then the brain ventriloquist went to the front gate, absorbed in his own world. The ringmaster and Max went off to the ringmaster's room to talk privately. Talk privately, huh? That's awfully suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you? It seems they were negotiating Max's salary. Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. I'd like you to be more specific about the events at 10:15 p.m. Okay, not a problem, pal. We've got a witness that told us how the whole thing... Ow! This is totally meaningless. Time to move on. Alright, we'll just have to revisit the testimony later. Detective Kamshu, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end? The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. A wooden box? That's right. The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box, huh? It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor. What do you mean? Well, it was much heavier than it looked, not to mention it was locked. Locked, you say? The victim was hunched over this 20-pound box. It boasts a small but strong lock. This may be my only chance, so I might as well ask some questions. About the wooden box. Käydään kaikki läpi. This wooden box, you figure it weighs about 20 pounds, right? Ei mitään ihan paljon kiloa. Joku haluaisin sanoa 4 kiloa. Sounds about right. The whole thing is lined with iron. Iron plating. Ja katsotaan, mitä on 20 paunaa kiloina. Mikä se vaan 4 kiloa ole? Okei, se on 9 kiloa. Eli suurin piirtein puolet. 2 paunaa on suurin piirtein 1 kilo, vähän alle. Hyvä tietää. Jos vielä muistaisikin se. Jatketaan. Iron plating. Why do you think it's lined with iron? I figured they just did it to gouge. I think we could all do without your guesses, detective. Stick to what little you actually know. Just sorry. Suffice to say, the box is really heavy. Much better. You may continue on, detective. The cause of death was blunt force trauma. Etkö tähän toi scriptin, joo. Kysellään kaikki läpi. About the lock. You said the box was locked. How exactly was it locked? Well, it had quite a sturdy lock on it. It took quite a bit to open that bad boy up. So, when you found the box, it was locked, correct? Yes, it was. Some of the forensics team took it back to the precinct and to crack it open. I see. Continue, Detective Kamshu. Kiinnostaa ehkä eniten, että mitä siellä sisällä oli. About the contents. Do you mind telling us what was inside the box? That box? Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. What that was inside was this little bottle. Bottle? What is that, detective? Exactly what it looks like, Joanna. It's a condiment bottle. What's inside the bottle? It's filled with pepper. Pepper? Why in the world was it locked in that big box? There was only one little bottle in that huge box. I wonder if that has some sort of special meaning. And inside the wooden box the victim was hunched over. It contains pepper. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebra in his neck. According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct? Jos se snappasi siltä, katkaisi siltä niskanikaman, niin se objekti itsessään ei varsinaisesti ollut hirveän niin kuin kova. Se oli painava, mutta pehmeä. Mulla on ollut alusta asti semmoinen kutina, että se on tyyliin saanut jonkun lumikinoksen niskansa jossain katolta. Lumipaakunkin niskansa. Ja jääkelön piti tippunut sen niskaan ja se kuoli siihen. Mut no. According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct? You've done your homework, pal. And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak. Niin tosiaan mun teoriaa tukee tämä, että murha-asetta ei ole löytynyt. Mut kysymys kuuluu, mysteerinä tässä on että mitä se takki ja se hattu teki siinä murhapaikalla, tai mitä se hattu teki murhapaikalla ja hatun kanssa se tai viittasen hattunsa kanssa oli siinä kuvassa sitten. Miten ne liittyy asiaan. Se on tässä mysteerinä vielä. Jatketaan. My theory is that it is something to the perpetrator ran off with. You would think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene. No. I bet he made it disappear with magic. Well, I think we have a good feeling for the details of the event now. I guess that's all we are gonna get out of Gumshoe in this case. You mean all we are gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper. Now that we have wrapped up with the detective, I'd like to call my next witness. I'm not even off the stand yet. Obviously. But that's due to you being slow and unable to take the hint. Oof. I don't know, but wrapped up was such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy. Take the hint. Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Montcalm, call your next witness. I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. She must be talking about Ben, the ventriloquist. I wonder if Trilo will show up on the stand as well. Please state your name and occupation for the record. My full name is Triloquist. I am employed as an operatic tenor. Excuse me? The witness called to the stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist. That rope must be cutting off your circulation. So, I said that I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine, I'll grace you with a song. Me. The God of the law, exciting and daring, guilt or innocence, decided by a judge dressed up like a woman. Well, what do you think? It had a good rhythm. It's just the lyrics, they have something to be desired, so to speak. The Trilo, you know better than to insult the judge. Shut up. Just like with your nose, you would think you'd have the sense to fix it. So ugly I want to punch you in the face on the off chance swelling up On the off chance that the swelling would help. You know that your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star. Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds. What's going on here? Order, order! I demand to know who the witness is. Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trilo handle this. I'm not worried about you one bit. Ouch! You won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now let's proceed. What you witnessed? Mulla on tässä ääni niin silleen... No, oonhan mä tässä puhunut muutaman päivän... No, ei nyt putkea, mutta... Kaikki hereilläoloajat puhunut vaan, niin... Ääni ei tykkää. No, kunhan ei ääni lähde, niin... Niin. Ei oo väliä. Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge, I mean clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plus entrance. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away. Mulla on kyllä teoria tässä, että se olit sinä, tämä Ben, joka tekeytyi Maxiksi. Ja meni murhaamaan sen direktori, mikä sen nimi olikaan. Se on yksi teoria. Halus lavastaa Maxin, koska niillä on kaunaa keskenään. Then the police showed up and took the Magic Boy away. You say Maximilian Galactic heading towards the scene. Yourself that, without a doubt, he had on his silk hat, cloak and dumb white rose on his chest. How can you mistake someone with that crazy get-up and his nose stuck up so high? That's enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown. That's right, dress boy. Well, since you weren't with him, couldn't that mean the clown committed the crime? He's got a point. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the culprit. Why is that? It's the absolute proof. Silk hat? This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. Miten tämä on mukaan absoluuttista totuutta? Kuka tahansa voi pitää hattua päässä. Ei tarvitse se olla, vaan sen omistaja, joka pitää sitä hattua. How stupid are you? Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene. Well done, Miss Bonham. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done. Thank you for stating the obvious. Thank you for stating the dialogue. Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say? Oh, okay. I guess she's the boss again today. What you witnessed? Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge, I mean clown. The clown? You're talking about Mo. Of course I'm talking about that old fart. He's so pathetic I can't stand him. Tässä oli vähän mennyt hetkeksi, kun oli vihreä teksti. Ja tässä oli a little bit of exercise and his makeup is running all over the place. Once practice was over, he was 9/10 of the way to killing over for good. Poor guy. He didn't have any choice, so Ben took him back to his room. When it comes to being a first place loser, that guy's ahead of the pack. Then what happened? Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza entrance. But the plaza's entrance. To do some thinking, of course. It was awfully cold out that night, especially with all the snow around. Wouldn't thinking in your nice warm lodging house have been a better idea? Mr. Phoenix Wright, I think you should leave the thinking to the witness. But I am a good thinker. At least my teachers always said I was. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. Are you sure it was really Max Galactica? Of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece get-up? Get the wax out of your ears. Lawyers nowadays got like talking to a brick wall. Max's three-piece get-up. Jeez, could you be any more dense? All together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you. Nick, I think you should put a little bit more effort into preparing your questions. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? You saw Max and only Max, right, Troilo? That's right. And that makes him the killer. There was only one person headed that way that night. That makes quite a bit of sense and makes Max one suspicious character. There's more to this story than meets the eye. Is there something I missed in this? There is no proof it was Max. Wait a second. There's no proof that the witness saw Maximilian Galactica. Hey, you still don't get it, do ya? I saw what I saw. It was Max's three-piece joke of a costume. Alright, let's say it all together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you. I think you should study up on your celebrities, Mr. Wright. Great, I'm getting shut down by a toy. Principal shut up and... Nyt on kyllä jotain... Mä en lukenutkaan sitä viimeistä. Tää on se viimeinen. Oi vitsi, mä en oo nyt lukenut yhtään. Miksi mun pitää presentata jotain? Who do you suppose the witness was waiting for out in the cold that night? No sinua varma. Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Regina. Wow. You were waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken? Is this true? Well, I am... No, mä en kyllä nyt en lukenut yhtään. No. Ihan sama. Well, I am... You can't really ask me that question. Who cares who I am waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw, don't you forget it. Well. The puppet may be a bit stiff, but he's right. It seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt this witness's testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions. He's right. A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now let's move around with the testimony. Trilo wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he? Well, Max is part of the bitter last triangle with Regina, which is probably why Max conked him over the head. Nick, wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head? Yeah, I think so. I don't know anymore. Alright, tää jatkuu. Perussataan tätä uudestaan. Saadaan nämä muut vaihtoehdot. Ben only saw Max. That's a bit strange, don't you think? What's strange? That you only saw Max. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well? What? Why are you doing it? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Who else do you suppose this witness could have seen? Sinut. Don't hold your tongue, man. It's your job to answer all the stupid questions. I'm sorry, Trillo. I've got to find a way to get more information out of this witness. Think about it some more, Nick. I'm sure you'll come up with something. Trillo wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he? Luotais nyt nämä näin. What time did the police arrive on the scene? What scene would you say? They could have shown up at any time and nothing would change. After 10:30 p.m. There's not a doubt in my mind. It doesn't look like he's lying about this. Trillo wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he? Well, Max is part of that bit of blood triangle with Regina. She's probably like, joo, mennään jo. Okei, sitä ei tullut tosiaan uudestaan enää. He was the only one heading that way. I could... Let us sign the target use. So Max and only Max, right, Trillo? Sä ajattelet, että sanoit mukaan Max, mutta sä et sitten näistä uhria vai? No, se on Max. Tiedätkö sä näet se uhri? That's the victim. That's correct. If Trillo was at the entrance to the plaza, he should have seen the ringmaster as well. Aha! Obviously, the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness. Could have seen... Before the... mitä tuossa sanotussa äsken? Could have seen him. Witness could have seen him... Tai jotain. Anyone with sense could have figured that one out. Ja mä tosiaan missasin nyt nää on ikinä sitä että minkä dialogin ne sanoi siinä äsken. No eipä se mitään tärkeätäkään ollut. Tosiaan siitä äskeisestä, kun se ei mennyt siihen uudestaan. Ei tarvinnut valita sitä, ketä se meni tapaamaan sinne pihalle. What are you talking about? The ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room. Is that according to the defendant a likely story? If Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room, why was he, just as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime? No kun se ei ollut se. I see. Käyttäkää nyt niitä raksuttimenne. Alright. There is obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all the time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought. This makes perfect sense. What did you just say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime. However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there is a high likelihood that he could have missed someone else other than Max. There's absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for the animal tamer. I guess you got me. Alright. I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true, I was waiting for Regina. Bane! Don't volunteer things. Mr. Gwist, tell us the truth this time, and I mean the whole truth. Were you or were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance to the lodging house? I was. I was waiting to propose to her. You were what? Waiting to propose? What's the matter? You think that the humans have a monopoly on marriage? That the matter of puppet marriage is not under review in this case. You are the judge. I mean, look at your horrible outfit. More pain. Thanks to your bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet. How about the proposal? Don't be so surprised that I was going to propose to Regina. Vihreä tekstit on tää testimoni, mutta vielä ei pysty pressaamaan. Tässä pitää olla jollain muulla värillä. Joka sininen tai jotain. Tossa se blendaa sitten tuohon. Keltainen tai jotain, mutta sitten se blendaa tuohon. I even had something to give to her. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Taidan tietää mikä se on. Se on tuo. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I still got it in my pocket. Do you? You were going to propose, you puppet. Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love. I guess you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her too. Exactly. His Anno is looking a little less than honorable right now. Okay, Mr. Wright, please continue with your cross-examination. Hey, what was the sigh at the end? Don't be so surprised that I was going to propose to Regina. By proposal, you mean proposing marriage, correct? To Regina. Of course, that's what I meant. What kind of stupid question is that? I was going to propose that we become some sort of outlaw by getting together. I wasn't going to propose me. Right, Ben? Yeah. Got it? That's the truth. I will have something to give to her. What was it exactly that you planned on giving her? You know exactly what I was going to give to her, was a numbskull. The only thing I could find that could match Regina's beauty. Answer the question, what was it? You're gonna die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring. An engagement ring? Wow, those two nearly fell out of their chairs. Mr. Phoenix Wright's joke was gone too... Mr. Phoenix Wright's joke has gone too far. Time for this to end right here. Francisca's whip looks like it's about to lash out at almost anything. Honestly, from that thing will probably shut someone up for a long time. Push on anyway. It may be something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. The first time that the puppet has ever proposed. Ow! And advise you to give this argument short. Keep this argument short? I'm going to have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please revise their testimony? Specifically about the engagement ring. I'd like to stick to facts, not sociology. You so do enjoy spreading the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe. I planned on giving an engagement ring to Regina. An engagement ring? It's actually a diamond shaped stone cut from glass. Even more brilliant than the real thing. I think Regina's going to love it. It's just a ring. What's the matter, Nick? Well, there's got to be something I can catch him on. Mä en kyllä usko, että mun pitää näyttää sormusta tähän äskeiseen väitteeseen. Niinku, mitä contradiction siinä sitten on. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Whose pocket was the ring in? Mine, of course. What a stupid question. You've got to be kidding me. You think Ben could pull that off? I'm sorry, really. You don't have to apologize. You don't have to apologize for that. He's the one who should be apologizing. Really? Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. So you went to the lodging house to give it to her. That's right. I tried to give it to her during practice so many times that I lost count, but that uppity snob kept getting in the way. Uppity snob? He couldn't possibly be talking about me, Maximilian Galactica. When I get a hold of him, I'm gonna saw his wood block in half, and not with magic. Well, they always say that love creates rivalries. So what about this present? In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I still got it in my pocket. So I'm still thinking of trying to give it to Virgin. Of course I am. I spent 3 months salary on this thing. I'm not gonna give up that easily. I wonder how much he receives for appearing in the circus. Probably way more than he deserves. How about it, Nick? I think it's about time. It's about time to unwrap this toy's testimony. That's the spirit, Nick. Give him heck. The judge has that dazed, me confused look again. Maybe he should get out more. No, koitetaan sitä tähän. Trillo, do you mind if I show you something? What is it? What are you talking about? Oh, looks like they are going to double team me now. Do you recognize this ring? Ah, that's mine. Give it back. Thief! Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Well, why then do I have it right here? Ah! What is going on here? That's Ben, say something. And don't put me on the spot like that, Trillo. I found this in Money's room. Money's room? You mean a room they put money, like a bank vault? Ha, let's feel the monkey's gonna get what's coming to him. Mr. Gwist, I would prefer if you avoid slandering innocent fiats, and fiats in my court. Well, Johanna, money is really a monkey. In every sense of the word. Ah, I see. Well then. Money likes to go after the shiniest things that he can find and gather them up. Shiny things? Trillo, when was this ring stolen from you? Well, I suppose it was that time, that night. The night of the crime. What did you just say? Details. I need more details. Well, it was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza. What about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct? Well, I guess you might be able to say that. The ring might have, well, it could have been taken around that time. Mennäänkö, että se apina pukeutui Maxiksi? Nyt on vähän alkaa haettua. Au. Okei, ehkä ei. Ben was with you. Or whatever. It has nothing to do with anything, especially not who committed the murder. It's not for you to decide what has to do with the what. Now, Trillo, back to the topic at hand. I haven't animated the thing, not I, Miss Trilloquist. What did you do when the ring was taken, Trillo? You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring snatching monkey money. But you weren't able to catch up with him, were you? It's all this low fool called Ben's fault. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away. That is indeed an incredible shame. Well, this does indeed prove one very important point. Prove an important point was what point could that possibly be? Ben's testimony has a flaw. There's a huge contradiction in this witness's testimony. Contradiction? The witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated that he chased after Money the monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching at the plaza. What is the meaning of all this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Where are you going with this little theory of yours? I'm saying that there is no possible way that this witness saw the plaza the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It is entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene. Interesting, Mr. Wright. Well then, tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that something slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist? Well, he obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene. However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive. The witness is lying. He is blinded by his rivalry with Max. Well, the defense's argument does hold water. This witness does have a history of animosity towards the defendant. But how dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get the dog face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him, no doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar. Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw on that night. I've told you so many times. You think you know my story. The story is not changing. You've already changed your story, stick boy, and I'm sure it will change some more. But there is a lie. There are usually many more behind it. Exactly, Maya. That's why we have to keep after him. Yeah. Witnessing Max. Pitää pienen tauon tähän väliin. Mä oon teki ihan pökkörössä. En nyt ihan pökkörössä, mutta vähän semmonen pökköröolo. Mutta jatketaan. I'll give you that I was waiting for that night for Regina. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza right that night. He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. So that means that Money didn't show up until after you saw Max. That's right, Money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max. The money snatched at the ring, and you went chasing after him. How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting? Well, let's see. I'd say about, I suppose 5 minutes, I think. So the victim could have arrived at the scene of in that 5 minutes. So the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5 minutes stretch. Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. Witnessing Max. I'll give you that I was waiting that night for Regina. So you were only concerned with waiting for Regina that night. That means you probably would not have noticed if someone else showed up. You should think about how many eyes I actually have. I got 4, you know. 4. 4, counting Ben, of course. With that many eyes, do you really think I am something? With that many eyes, do you really think something would have slipped by me? 4 eyes is an awful lot of attention directed at one area, I suppose. Yikes, that's just even more dangerous to our case than Trilla. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. Anteeksi, hörpäsin limsa. So you saw Max coming out of the big top that night? Of course, that's where I saw him coming from. I was staring at the entrance to the tent the entire time. I guess that makes sense, especially since he was waiting for Regina. He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. What time would you say these events took place? You are one of the dumbest people on the planet if you can't figure it out yourself. You already know that practice finished promptly at 10 PM. You already know that I went to the lodging house right after practice. You don't need to be French surgeon to know around what time it was when I saw him. Just have 10 more minutes, so you can do that. Now what time was it? Indeed, what time was it? What time was it? Let me think about that for a second. Yeah, I'm not good at counting tai jotain. It was 10 PM. Yes, it sounds about right. It sounds about right because that's the time that I saw Max on the scene. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. So you testified that you said good evening to Max that night. You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You say good morning in the morning and good afternoon during the day, right? And it's obvious that I'd say good night to someone at night. But Ben, you've got something to add. Let me guess, that's not it, Trilla. You say good evening at night. I'm sorry, Trilla. Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you kept your ventriloquist act outside of the courtroom. Impossible. A performer lives and breathes with performances. You should know better. There's got to be something wrong with this bit of testimony. No kai pusketaan jotain näistä. Trilla's... Ben's half of the comedy act. I hate to say it, but Ben's part of your little act is coming off a bit stale. I'm sure that if Pro was to review... Ow! You're not trying to pass yourself off as a professional performer, are you? Don't get so wrapped up in yourself, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You shouldn't know better. Ow! 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 That hurts. That should have set him straight. You may proceed with your testimony, witness. I'm sorry to say it was... minä syön taaksepäin. Taas toinenkin vaihtoehto sieltä. Trillo's evening greeting. Isn't that a bit strange to you? What do you mean? Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nice to him? It strikes me as somewhat strange. Why would it strike you as strange? Exactly. How is it strange to be cordial to one of your co-workers? Well, if it was simply just being cordial to a co-worker, I would understand. Ow, that hurt. Maybe you should think of having some proof before your lips start flapping next time. Proof is everything in this world. You should learn. You should have learned that back in grade school. There's no reason that Trillo would ever say something nice to Max. But how do I go about proving that with the evidence? Bluffing is everything in this world, but I'm sure you already learned that one. I guess I can give it a shot. The witness will resume his testimony. Was a good evening. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. You are 100% absolutely sure of what you just said. I told you already. Jeez, I am 100% absolutely sure. There's no way that he could be any more confident than that's right. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those three ridiculous symbols. Those three ridiculous symbols, huh? Out of curiosity, exactly how many times have you asked that question by now? If you're gonna ask again, I'll answer the chorus. Everyone together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you very much. Maya, you didn't have to join in, did you? But it's fun shouting out with everyone else. There has to be a hole in his testimony somewhere. I agree, but do we have the proof to make something stick? All we can do is try, right, Nick? We've gotta have something that will prove useful. Alright, time to go to work. Eli tähän näin. Tämä. Trillo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder? A fight? A fight over Regina, to be exact. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument. A disagreement at most. A disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting clunked over the head. Ah! That morning, Ben gets clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he? What? Is it an admission of assault and battery? Ouch! Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first. The truth is that on the day of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There's absolutely no way they would have suddenly become cordial that evening. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on stand. There's no way a puppet this dude would just up and say good evening to his rival. Wow. Are you saying that this witness is lying? That he is trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime scene? I didn't tell a single lie, honestly. I just... That's enough from you, Mr. Quist. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Let's clarify this testimony for the court. Could you explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night? He saw a different... Hän väittää nähneensä jonkun, se oli se itse. Hän oli itse paikalla. Hän ei nähnyt ketään. He didn't see anyone. Se on lähimpänä sen ajatusta. Of course, the witness did not see a soul that night. I see. Who do you think you are? Just up and decide what it is I saw that night. A fool can only understand foolish foolery uttered by the most foolish of fools. This witness didn't see anyone. You wouldn't happen to have proof to back that up. Backed up that statement, would you? I just thought of something. If Ben and Trilo really didn't see anyone that night, they wouldn't have testified that they greeted someone that night, would they? What do you mean? I think that Trilo really did say good evening to someone that night. But Trilo and Max, they were in the middle of a huge fight. Maybe you should think this over some more on your own time, Mr. Wright. Let's clarify this testimony for the court. No, sen näki joku toisen. He saw a different person. It is my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to. What kind of theory is that? That's the correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all. What? If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Which means there is only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica. That is why Trilo made the effort to greet whoever it was that he saw that evening. Or good evening, as he put it. What in the world? You. Would the difference kindly explain who it was Trilo saw that evening then? Ei se ole hirveästi vaihtoehtoja. Jos te ette tietenkään ollut paikalla, mä väitän, että se ei tullut siis sinä. Se tuskin, no voihan se maktaa itteensäkin. Tätä se ei nähnyt. Ja se ei nähnyt meidän uhriammekaan. Tämän ainoa vaihtoehto on Moe. Mutta onko siinäkään mitään järkeä? Jos se ei ole Moe, niin sit se on Ben. Tai tää meidän uhrimme. Tietysti se ei olevina ei nähnyt sitäkään, mutta no katsotaan. This is the person that this witness felt the need to create that night. How about it, Mr. Quist? How about you stop asking me these ridiculous questions? You can show me all the crappy pictures you'd like. There's not one I wouldn't agree to. What the hell are you doing, Woodman? You better not say, Trilo, watch your mouth. Well, okay, sorry about that, Trilo. Order, order! There will be order in my courtroom, Mr. Wright. Oh, now I've done it. You better rethink this line of questioning before I lose my patience with you. Would the defense kindly explain who it was Trilo saw that evening then? No. Se uhri. Considering the ill temper of the witness, there's only one person he would greet. It must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's so cute. No, Joanna. It is not Regina. If it was Regina, Trilo would have given her the engagement ring as a present. Oh, yeah. I suppose you have got the point there. It was Russell Berry, the victim himself, was it not? You are correct. It was indeed Russell Berry. The person you saw the evening was the victim, the ringmaster Russell Berry. That's why you created him, Trilo. Isn't that correct? Gulp. This is the question, Miss Quist. Wow. Order. How do you respond to this? Wait a second. Kissa tuli taas hieromaan naamasta tähän mikkiin. Well, at first I thought it was the old man. But once I got a better look at him, It was obviously Maximilian Galactica. I think it is high time. Älä mini viitti. I think it's high time that we clear the air about this question. Mr. Christoph will see it as a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. The problem is identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica? Or was it the ringmaster, Mr. Russell Berry? Niin, että jos ne meni samaan aikaan sen ringmasterin huoneeseen höpisemään, ja se ringmasteri halusi mennä käymään pihalle ja siellä kauhean lumisade. Ringmasterilla ei ole mitään kunnon vaatteita itsellä, niin se pisti ton Maximilianin viitan päälle ja hatun vähän suojaamaan enemmän. Tosin mä en tiedä kyllä miten se mahtuu ton kaapun. No onhan kaapussa tilaa. Se on iso kaapu, mahtuu sen päälle. Was Maximilian, joo. The prosecution argues that it was the defendant that the witness saw that night. The witness has clearly stated that he saw the defendant's three symbols. Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man, you gotta remember them by now. Here we go again. Everyone, all the good now. Ow! Yes, we know. The silk hat cloak and the white roses. A silk hat and a cloak. Anyone could wear them. They'd even look good on me. What was that? Well, the witness has endlessly repeated that he saw Max's three symbols. However, how do we really know it was Maximilian Galactica? It could have been someone else dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Berry. What? Miss von Kama. Do you have clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant? Well, if that's the case, then it is impossible for me to make a judgment at this point. Yes, I think we have found one point in this one. That is very unfortunate. Huh? You're just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What do you mean by that? You merely established one thing from this witness. You established that this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you on your effort, but who that person was can only be answered by the next witness. Huh? Yeah, no, the prosecution will provide, beyond a shadow of doubt, an answer to that question, and evidence that clearly establishes one thing: that there is no one other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for this crime. Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare their next witness. Court is now in recess. Ja, ei tullut. Menen suoraan kontinuille. Odotan tässä, jos tullut vielä jotain pinnaa päälle. No, ei se mitään. Tarvitsen mennä nukkumaan päikkärit. Kiitos kun katsottiin ja jatketaan seuraavalla kerralla.